Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week, and I got a lot of things to show you tonight. I got 10 comics, I got another 5 books, lots and lots of stuff this week. But we'll start with our top of the printer, museum ones. We've got The Tomb of Dracula, number 44. We've got Wayward, issue number 20. Figured I'd pick her something. I think this came out in 2017, so it was 7 years ago. That's fairly recent to me, 7 years ago. But I think this was the first Tomb of Dracula book I ever read. Literally, too. I think it's kind of, it's not in great shape. This is the one I've had since my childhood. Gene Colan cover. Pretty wild cover, too. Not a lot of the usual types of superhero forms on there. Lots of radiating lines and hands coming out of capes and strange horses with markings on them. Definitely not the usual cover. And this one is by, was it Cummings? I think was our artist on that. He was the artist for the, I can't even remember, the whole story. It was a good series, Wayward. It's where I learned a lot about the Japanese mythical creatures. There was always an article in the back on them. All right, so let me show you what comics I got this week. We'll start with a first issue. Precious Metal, issue 1, extra thick, $6 first issue. And this is a continuation of the series, or it's a prequel or a sequel. Little Bird, that came out years ago now. Same artist on it. I liked this artist. Think it's the same writer, must be. Darcy Van Polgeest, Ian Bertram, and Matt Hollingsworth is the colorist. I'm guessing Ian, created and authored by Ian Bertram and Darcy Van Polgeest. Written by Van Polgeest, art by Bertram, colors by Matt Hollingsworth, letters by Hassan Atsmain Elhau. But I remember liking Little Bird, especially the art, so we'll give that one a try. There's another mini. We got David and Maria Lapham's Under Heist, issue number 4. This is one from Boom from them. Story of it's a colored Lapham, too. Story of I think they're New York City sewer workers who noticed there was a heist being planned, so they decided to heist the heist, and everything went wrong. I think that the hook is that because they keep dropping hints that they're all dead. I mean, obvious hints too. They're not like subtle hints. So I wonder if they all are dead because they haven't outright said it, but that's what they're aiming for. So we'll see what goes on. We'll see how their failed heist. It's all about the aftermath of the heist too in that one. We got Savage Dragon 270. Look on the back. Angel and Glummy Frank. We got not quite a flip cover, a double cover, I guess you'd call it. Chasing the Tiger. Eric Larson, Savage Dragon. I got all 270 issues, even though I only started with around issue 70. Ooh, nice double page spread. Always fun stuff. He always keeps it interesting for us and himself. He always talks about trying to keep the book interesting for himself too. So another issue of Savage Dragon, always good. Then we've got what I now know is probably the last issue of Love Everlasting by Elsa Charretier and Tom King. And last week I showed you the original art, and there's the book that I bought from Elsa Charretier over the internet. She's in France, and I got her newsletter, and she mentioned this is the last issue for a while. She hopes they can get back to it. But she was also having some bout with depression or something this year where she was kind of reevaluating if she's going to be in comics for a career. So maybe this is the last issue ever, but I've enjoyed it so much. I mean, I like her art a whole lot. So it was fun reading this series. And I hope she does something next, but I understand if she finds greener pastures. Comics are hard. Ice Cream Man 39. This came out a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get it because my store didn't get any of the cover A's in, only the cover B's, so they had to reorder cover A's. I just have cover A by default. but it's not like they had a lot of extra issues of Ice Cream Man in. And from what I've heard other people's reviews, this whole thing is a slowed down car crash. So we'll see how Ice Cream Man is like a horror anthology. Every issue is different. It's a lot of fun. Another first issue, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. This one I was on the fence about. $4.99, extra thick issue. Feels like at least 40 pages, 48 maybe. And I can't even remember. Falling in Love on the Road to Hell. Looks like we got a Western guy and an Eastern woman. I can't even remember what made me say, okay, I'll try the first issue. Maybe I liked the art. Maybe something about the concept jumped out at me. But, there's a nice face behind them, too. We'll have to see. Then this one I've been enjoying a whole lot. Beyond Real, issue number 4. Ooh, there's a piece of paper on my cover that was stuck to it. This is the one where a woman finds she's living in a simulation and her boyfriend just died and she's been trying to find a way to save her, get the simulation people to save her boyfriend, and it's just a crazy ride. Each issue has kind of had a really different look to it as they go through different parts of outside the simulation and thing. This is probably, but the art has been really terrific on it. Oh, look at that. Crazy coloring, glitched out coloring of the whatever's going on in that simulation, but I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I assume it's a mini. I don't know how many more issues it's going. Let's see if there's a to be continued. To be continued, so it's at least one more issue. But I've liked this one a whole lot. Vault, who's doing this one? Who's our artist? They're writer Zach Kaplan. The artists are Fabiana Mascola, Dennis Menhiri, and Jorge Corona. The art has been really nice. Enjoyed that one thoroughly. Then we got the second out of 3 issues of Bear Pirate Viking Queen by, who is this? Sean Lewis? Created by Sean Lewis and Jonathan Marks. Baravecchia. Written by Sean Lewis. Art and letters by Jonathan Marks. Baravecchia. There's the names for you there. But first issue was like a poem. There was just this weird story going on with bears swimming through the ocean and captain of the Royal Navy becoming a pirate, and it ended with a Viking killing them all. And I really liked the first. It's one of those, knowing it's a 3-issue mini, and it's extra big too. What's the price on this one? $5, but it's like 48 pages or something. Knowing it's a mini in 3 issues, I can hang with it easily. If it was ongoing, I'd want it to get to a point. With 3 issues, I don't need a point. I'm okay with the weird whatever it is going to be. Then I picked up issue 1 of Uncanny Valley because I've been hearing good things about it, and it's by Tony Fleece and Dan Watcher, and I've liked Tony Fleece's other books, so I'm like, why haven't I been picking this one up? I don't remember what I think. I think it takes place in a world where like cartoon characters are real, and they had an issue 1 lying around, and issue 2 they reordered for me, and issue 3 is coming out, so they're going to reorder that one for me too. So I'll be able to read all first 3 issues eventually. But like I said, I've liked Tony Fleece on, I think he's doing Local Man and Feral. He also did Stray Dogs. So I've been liking it on that. So why not? I picked up the facsimile of Tales Calculated to Drive You Mad. And it was only a $4 facsimile, as opposed to so many $5, $6, $7, $8 facsimiles out there now. So read the first issue of Mad before. This is the first time I've had it in comic book form, I think, in a long while. Maybe was there a Millennium edition of this? I might have. I don't even know. I don't remember. But I also got from the comic shop, Roy, my LCS owner, was looking over the stuff on the shelf, and he picked out this. It was like, would you like that for a good price? Because he got it for someone else who already had it. So it's a $40 book, which he ended up giving me for $15. It's a Chris Ware book, the Acme Novelty Date Book, Volume 2, So it's a sketchbook from 1995 to 2002. So you know what? There's a wooden Batman toy for $15. What the heck? I like Chris Ware in general. I'll look through his sketchbook. I have the big, oversized version of his design sketchbook, so we'll see what this one is. I guess it's daily drawings he did, or weekly drawings from 1995 to 2002. So I was like, you know what? He made me an offer I couldn't refuse. $15 for this, so I took it. Good stuff. And then I also got off of eBay, because I've been on that Elsa Charretier kick, I picked up November used library editions, not packed at all. They just had plastic around them, so that corner, they were in good shape, but that corner got dinged. But they were used. I got them on eBay. All 4 books, $30 all in, tax and shipping included. So I figured that was a good, around a little less than $8 a hardcover. And I remember I read this one out of the library years ago and was kind of annoyed that it just ended. And I completely forgot about it. I didn't even notice. I mean, I remember liking the art, but I didn't even really take note of Elsa Charretier until that Love Everlasting. So I've gone back and got some other stuff for it. And I may as well show you this too that I got today. This is one of my 2 magazine subscriptions. The Sun. The other one is Archaeology. And it's a literary magazine. It's got short stories and usually an interview in the beginning and no ads. It's completely subscriber supported. I've been subscribing to this since the 90s, though I had it's not a cheap subscription. It's like a $40 subscription because it's not, it's a unad supported magazine. But I kind of didn't get it like when I was broke from 2018 to 2022 or something like that. So once I had some money again, I was like, I want to subscribe to the Sun again. So I did. Last couple of years I've been reading it again and enjoying it thoroughly. Let me show you a little bit of my artwork. What do I got back here? Back of Elsa's book, we've got the latest Dreams of Things 234. Not quite the latest. When did they make? 5/2/24. So about a month ago I did this one. Some of my sort of I call these mod men, these figures that are just sort of designy figures often, but these ones are a little different and they've got eyeballs all over them. But they're usually elongated triangles with art designs on them. I like the way those came out, the 3 of them. There's some crazy my pyramids I'm always drawn as one of my motifs. Lots of different textures in there. Dreams of Things 234. Well, there you go. Some artwork, some comic books. You guys have a good week out there.